Hello, Aquarius. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with your past column, which is pretty heavy. It looks like you went through something pretty heavy. You have the Tower, and it's aspected in the traditional way where obviously something happened, a sudden ending, perhaps, or a sudden realization. You had to be strong for this. Your strength did come out. You were very strong. And with justice in the reverse, it's basically an injustice. So because of as we go on through this reading, we'll get a story that actually comes together. But my first impressions of the cards is that an injustice was done to you. This came out of nowhere. It required a lot of strength from you. It perhaps was something. It was a pattern that repeated itself with this person, with the infinity sign right there. But nonetheless, it was something that really, in the moment, was devastating. Now, in the present moment, you have somebody that is retreating, walking away, stopping communication. Now, traditionally, obviously, Aquarius is represented by the Queen of Swords or the King of Swords. In this reading, you are the Queen of Wands. So, in the center of your reading, you are taking action that requires a lot of strength, and that is fire. And all of us have within us the ability to be any of these court cards at any given moment, depending on what is needed from us, what we can come up with in that moment. Our first knee-jerk reaction might be very different from what we portray at other times. So at the top, next to the Injustice card, you have the Seven of Swords. And if you look at this side of the Seven of Swords, it's quite different. In this side, it is somebody definitely sneaking off with with something that is yours. Perhaps leaving enough behind not to be detected, but definitely taking something that you might not be aware of. Sneaky behavior. So this person might be a fire sign or an air sign. So far it is pointing to air, for sure. It could be a fellow air sign. Now for the future, you do have a win. You do have a situation, or it might be this situation. Sorry about that, it's my dog. You have a situation where you emerge victorious. A long battle, could be an emotional battle, but you are definitely victorious. And in the end, after all the smoke clears, after the battles are waged, after you've been through all of this, you might get the feeling, you might be very sad. You might start looking back and saying, remembering other things, remembering the good times, missing the situation. Part of you, no matter how toxic it might have been or bad for you it might have been, you might look back and remember something from it that you miss, which is normal. Now, this is a column of warnings, and the warning here would be to definitely walk away, honestly, to walk away, but not just walk away physically, walk away emotionally. There might be part of you that is holding on to the situation, like I mentioned, and instead of holding on to these cups, you're being invited to let them go and walk away and experience something else, to move forward and not hold yourself back, and to understand that you, even though you may feel battle worn and defeated, you are the victor in this situation. Now, for good energy, you do have positive energy, by the way, always available to you if you decide to take it. You have, look at this, it's beautiful. It's the Judgment card, but it is a different type of picture, right? Traditional Judgment card is being called by the divine, being raised up. And this is different. This is sort of a karmic situation. It is the circle of life, and you're being invited to break out of that. And if you notice, there is no divine in this picture, right? It is just a bird that's free, that's flying. And you're being invited to step into this energy and to maybe look at the battle in the background. Take your time to feel better, to really get back to who you are in this Four of Swords, and to maybe emerge a more stable queen. So this injustice is right next to the Seven of Swords. So it's pretty clear to me that somebody did something to you. It was an injustice. It did make you very upset. The Strength card is right next to the Queen of Wands. So perhaps you emerged as the Queen of Wands after your strength was needed. You needed a little bit of fire to get past this person, to move away, to move into a state where you could heal. This Tower moment occurred, and whoever it was that was responsible for this did not apologize or take ownership of it. They simply retreated. They perhaps felt better about themselves, not discussing, not apologizing, but just walking away. So you do have what's connected to this new fire energy is victory, movement, stability. And you have at the bottom of the deck the Five of Pentacles, and it's aspected differently. So this would be the traditional Five of Pentacles. And this one, it is someone who's in torment but safe. So it's not that you are destitute. You have what you need. You just feel abandoned. The next card here is the Ten of Wands, and you know, it does feel like a bit of a burden. It feels like a burden to you. And I'm not even going to pull past this beautiful star energy. You have the star, which is obviously indicative of Aquarius. You come out as yourself. You come out with this beautiful energy of hope. Now, let's look at these oracle cards. Dog barking. So you might have seen some red flags here. You might be kicking yourself because you've seen the red flags and you chose to ignore it. And here you have the fox. And the fox may indicate the Seven of Swords energy. This person may think they're very slick. And here you have, as the two oracle cards that fell out, I usually don't take them as they fall out when I'm shuffling these particular cards. I usually cut the deck, but because they fell out and I felt that it was, you know, definitely part of this reading, you have the Exorcist, which, you know, definitely goes with this reading. You do have to exorcise this person from your life. And it's not just your life, because it looks like they may have done that themselves. You need to exorcise them from your heart, you know, from your emotions, with this Eight of Cups energy. And here we have the student, and the light attributes of the student is devotion to knowledge, learning. So you have to ask yourself what you learned from this situation. Did you learn something? Can you put your cup down long enough to pick up your sword and figure out what you intellectually learned? And if you learned something, you can carry that with you. Maybe you need to learn to see red flags, or not just to see them, because something tells me you did see them, but to take them seriously. Sometimes we look at people and we want to give them the benefit of the doubt. We want to say, okay, everybody makes mistakes, or that doesn't mean what I think it means. You know, many times it does. And so this may give you a lesson in the future to take certain red flags very seriously. People do announce who they are pretty early on. If you're honest with yourself and you look back on this relationship, I bet you can point to the first time or two that this person explained who they were with their actions, and you may not have taken it very seriously. What I'd like to do now is throw some charms. Here we have my beautiful net. I am going to be doing some great birthday readings for Aquarius, so if you subscribe, make sure to click subscribe all, so this way you get notifications of all the readings, not just Aquarius, but all the pick of cards and the mediumship ones we're going to be doing. But let's see what you have, Aquarius. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you have hope in your home and family. So I don't know if this person was part of your home and family or not. We're going to clarify all these with oracle cards, but there is a heart here. And so you might find peace with your home and family. You definitely might, there is if this person was a part of your home and family, if it was a spouse or somebody close to you like that, you know, the oracle is trying to tell you that there is still hope, meaning there is hope for you within this situation. You have, in health and well-being, you have the sun, which is a wonderful indicator of beautiful things coming. Social life, you might have a surprise. With the fortune cookie, I always look at that like it's something that might be coming. It's rather close, so it should be happening soon. A pleasant surprise. For finances and wealth, it says tougher than the rest, and it might mean that you do something for a living that other people might not be able to handle, or you might have some financial issues that are coming that you need to toughen up for. Now, I don't see anything else there that's bad. So as we clarify with these cards, we'll get a more clear picture of that. You have a lot towards the center, which tells me there's a lot going on deep inside you that you do not share or that you don't show. So let's see. For career and business, it looks like you have, if you're not satisfied with your business, with your career right now, you'll be coming into at least the idea of entertaining something else, something that feels more fulfilling to you. It's either that or you have found it. It was fairly close. It wasn't right on top of you, but it was fairly close. You're in career and finances, right in the middle. You have the tiger's eye star, which means you are protected. I'm trying not to move these things, but it might be very difficult. So we have the star, very close, perfect, great. You are the star. You also have some quartz, which is pretty close to you, and your finances and wealth, you are wishing it to amplify. You are wishing for that. You know, in love and partnerships, you do have the evil eye. And so next to the tooth, it looks like you have lost something, but somebody did wish you harm. Right next to that, you have believe, which means you really need to believe that you were worth more than that. You really were. Here you have, interesting, in self, you have the alien, right? Which is so quintessential Aqua. It really is. And you also have the St. Michael medal, which means you are protected. That is the second thing that I have seen for protection. Actually, it's the third thing, because you have this evil eye pendant, which wards off the evil eye. So that's fairly close to you. That is in your well-being. So you are divinely protected. Interesting, you have courage in between home and family and health. Some situation needed your courage, which was this strength card. And you found the courage, and wouldn't you know it, right in the center you have Aquarius. So I don't think I've ever seen so many symbols of hope and confirmations that this reading was absolutely for you. But the only other thing I see here is in between home and family and self is, and very close to you, is the sign of Libra. That could mean you need some sort of balance between yourself and home and family. It could mean that there is a Libra that is close to you in your life, or it could mean that something occurred during Libra season, which was September, October. So, you know, the end of September, the beginning of October. So, I believe we're still in Libra season. We are. So, look for all that. All in all, I think this is really good energy. Let me look at some of these cards so I can clarify these charms. I'm actually quite excited because I'm an Aquarian. Let's see. Health and well-being. Start with health and well-being for Aquarius. You got a few of them. Third eye, clarity, present, gratitude, and facade. So if you look at these cards, you have your third eye, which is the intuition, things that you cannot see with the naked eye, but that you feel. You have your third eye, and you have facade, somebody that was wearing a mask. And so you saw something, and if this has not happened yet, it will. You're going to see something very clearly, and this does affect your well-being, at least temporarily. Your finances. It's like we talked about this in your career, that you might find something or start to consider something that brings you abundance inside, that makes you feel excited, creative, happy, and it is your life purpose. And perhaps you need to be tough to stick to that. Let me see what career and business. Career and business for Aquarius. Career and business for Aquarius. Career and business for Aquarius. You might be having resistance to this opportunity or this nagging thought, something that you aspire to, something that you may hold close to the chest. You may keep that very guarded. But Spirit is urging you to go in that direction. Social life. Others. Others for Aquarius. Others. Others. Look at that. You have the wish fulfillment card with the fortune cookie. So you have to expect something. You're going to get some sort of a wish. It's going to be some sort of a surprise. It's not really expanding more than that, but it is a pleasant thing. Love and partnerships. Love and partnerships. Yeah, so what you want is a solid foundation. You want structure, and we talked about this. You're turning into this stable queen that requires foundation and structure in order to be happy, in order to feel secure. And the advice, wow, you got closed off and guarded again. So I am going to expand on that. Clarify this, please. Clarify this. Clarify why there's resistance here. You need some self-love. I can see that. I can see that in your reading, that whatever it is that happened damaged your view of yourself, but it is temporary. You do have the strength to get past this. You are guarded and closed off, and maybe that is how you heal. You know, I don't want to ruin this, but underneath we did have a card of retreating, regaining your strength, healing, and I think that this is a very Aquarian thing, to be closed off and guarded. Self. And here we have self-care and self-love. So you need this retreat. You may need, honestly, to be closed off, to heal yourself. And maybe that is the strength we're talking about, other than standing up for yourself. It takes a great deal of strength to take the time and the energy and have the knowledge to heal on your own. But if anyone can accomplish this, it would be an Aquarian, honestly. Home and family. 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 That. Okay, there is a comfort zone here, and you have to break out of the comfort zone. But I don't think that's anything you don't know. And remember, there were in this reading there was a certain energy of perhaps even temporarily looking back with some regret. That would be a comfort zone thing. But I think out of all the signs, Aquarius is most comfortable with change, out of all the fixed signs anyway. So I think that you definitely need to heal yourself. You need to withdraw. You need to become stable again after this. And at the bottom of the deck, you have nurture and compassion. And I think that that's what you need to give yourself. Because whatever it is that happened, had you as the main character, like I would normally see other people. I did see some light energy of somebody for sure. But you were the main character in this reading. Your evolution, the injustice that was done to you, you regaining your strength, you healing. It was all about you. So I think that the self-care, getting out of your comfort zone, sometimes we fall into, and this person came through clearly. But even with this, it is your third eye that saw this facade. Okay? You did see this for what it was, and like I said, I think you did ignore some red flags. We all do that sometimes, honestly. So don't be too hard on yourself for that. But I really like the way Aquarius came through on this reading with the sign of Aquarius, right dead in the center, the star, of course the alien, and a few other definite signs for me anyway that this is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying desperately to get on the algorithm of YouTube, so if you could help me out, help out a fellow Aqua by clicking like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.